Welcome, our dear watchers, to our journey through time, where history comes alive through its most enigmatic treasures. Today, we're exploring some of the world's most fascinating ancient artifacts, each with a story that captivates and mystifies historians and enthusiasts alike. Imagine unlocking the secrets of an ancient language with the Rosetta Stone, standing before the formidable ranks of China's Terracotta Army, or unraveling the mysteries contained within the ancient texts of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Join us as we uncover the tales of these incredible artifacts, learning how they were created, used, and ultimately discovered. Interested? Just keep watching. Number 10. Voges Manuscript. A mysterious and elaborate codex named after Wilfrid Voynich, who acquired it in 1912. It's famed for its unknown writing system and the numerous detailed illustrations that suggest it might have been used as a medical or scientific guide. The manuscript has been carbon dated to the early 15th century, specifically between 1404 and 1438. Despite extensive studies by professional cryptographers, including those from World War I and II, the language and script remain undeciphered. The content's divided into sections such as botanical, astronomical, biological, and cosmological, each filled with intricate drawings. The Voges manuscript's origin, purpose, and the meaning behind its text and images continue to elude scholars, making it one of the most famous puzzles in the field of historical cryptography. Number 9. Shroud of Turin. A linen cloth bearing the image of a man who appears to have suffered physical trauma in a way consistent with crucifixion. Believed by some to be the burial shroud of Jesus of Nazareth, the shroud is currently housed in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy. Radiocarbon dating conducted in 1988 suggested the shroud was made between 1260 and 1390, indicating it could be a medieval artifact. However, some researchers and believers contest these findings, suggesting the testing might have been flawed by environmental contamination. The shroud exhibits a faint front and back image of a bearded man with visible marks that align with the wounds of crucifixion. The ongoing debate over its authenticity continues to make the Shroud of Turin a subject of intense scientific, religious, and historical interest. Number 8. Lycurgus Cup. A remarkable example of ancient Roman glasswork dating back to the 4th century. This artifact is famed for its use of dichroic glass, which appears green when light shines on it and transforms to a reddish purple when light shines through it. The technology behind this color-changing effect involves the inclusion of gold and silver nanoparticles in the glass, a technique that testifies to the advanced craftsmanship of Roman artisans. The cup features a detailed relief depicting the mythical king Lycurgus entangled in vines, a scene from ancient Greek mythology. Historically, it was likely a luxury item owned by a member of the Roman elite. Today, the Lycurgus Cup is housed in the British Museum and remains a fascinating study in the intersection of art, science, and mythology. Number 7. Sutton Hoo Ship Burial. One of the most significant archaeological discoveries in England unearthed in 1939 in Suffolk. This early medieval burial site contained a wealth of artifacts and the remnants of a 90-foot-long ship, suggesting it was the grave of an Anglo-Saxon king, likely Raedwald of East Anglia. The site provided a glimpse into the sophisticated craftsmanship and cultural richness of the Anglo-Saxon period. Among the treasures found were a ceremonial helmet, a sword, shields, and other items that denote high social status. The artifacts indicate extensive trade connections, including materials and influences from as far away as Byzantium and the Eastern Mediterranean. Today, the finds from Sutton Hoo are primarily displayed in the British Museum and continue to be a pivotal source of information on the Anglo-Saxons. Number 6. Rosetta Stone. A granodiorite slab that played a crucial role in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs, bridging the understanding of ancient Egyptian language and culture. Discovered in 1799 by French soldiers in Egypt, It dates back to 196 BC and contains a decree written in 3 scripts: Egyptian hieroglyphics, Demotic, and Ancient Greek. The stone's significance lies in its identical text in all 3 scripts, allowing linguists to crack the code of hieroglyphics using the Greek inscription as a comparative guide. Today, it's one of the most visited exhibits in the British Museum. The Rosetta Stone's discovery marked a breakthrough in Egyptology, revealing vast amounts of knowledge about ancient Egyptian history and civilization. Number 5. Terracotta Army. A vast collection of terracotta sculptures depicting the armies of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, created to accompany him into the afterlife. Uncovered in 1974 near Zhan, China, the site contains over 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots with 520 horses, and 150 cavalry horses, each uniquely sculpted with distinct facial features and expressions. These figures were buried with the emperor in the year 2010 or 209 BC and are considered a form of funerary art intended to protect the emperor in his afterlife and assert his power. The Terracotta Army offers profound insights into the military practices, artistic pursuits, and cultural beliefs of the Qin dynasty. This archaeological site remains one of China's most important tourist attractions and a significant historical treasure. Number 4. Cyrus Cylinder. An ancient clay artifact that dates back to the 6th century BC during the reign of Cyrus the Great of Persia. Discovered in 1879 during an excavation in Babylon, or modern-day Iraq, it's inscribed in Akkadian cuneiform script and records Cyrus's conquest of Babylon in 539 BC. The cylinder is often referred to as the first charter of human rights, as it appears to encourage freedom of worship throughout the Persian Empire and to allow deported people to return to their homelands. Housed in the British Museum, the Cyrus Cylinder is a symbol of enlightened leadership and is frequently studied for its declarations that respect the traditions and cultures of conquered lands. Number 3. Antia Mechanism. An ancient Greek device often considered the world's first known analog computer used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses for calendrical and astrological purposes. Discovered in a shipwreck off the island of Antikythera in 1901, the device dates back to approximately 100 BC. It consists of a complex system of at least 30 meshing bronze gears contained within a wooden box, and features inscriptions that served as guides on how to read the dials. The mechanism's sophisticated use of differential gearing was centuries ahead of its time, and illustrates the advanced technological knowledge of the ancient Greeks. Number 2. Dead Sea Scrolls. A collection of ancient Jewish texts discovered between 1947 and 1956 in 11 caves near the site of the Qumran by the Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea is surrounded by caves, and as young teenage boys would do, they threw a rock into the cave, heard the sound of breaking pots, came back the next day, climbed into the cave, and what did they find? They found huge clay jars.
They include some of the oldest surviving copies of the Hebrew Bible, dated from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD, and extra-biblical documents that shed light on the religious practices and daily life of Jewish groups during the Second Temple period. The scrolls are invaluable for understanding the historical context of early Judaism and the origins of Christianity. They're preserved mainly in the Israel Museum's Shrine of the Book in Jerusalem. If you enjoy content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And with that out of the way, number 1, the Codex Gigas. Also known as the Devil's Bible, the Codex Gigas is famous for being the largest extant medieval illuminated manuscript in the world, originating in the early 13th century in Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. The Codex is unique not only for its size, but also for its content, which includes a complete Vulgate Bible, historical texts, medical treatises, and exorcisms. Its name, meaning giant book, aptly reflects its dimensions, measuring 36 inches tall by 20 inches wide and weighing approximately 165 pounds. The manuscript is also notable for a large illustration of the devil on one page, which contributes to its nickname and mystique. Today, it's held at the National Library of Sweden in Stockholm. Wasn't that fascinating? Now maybe you'd like to check one of these intriguing videos.